Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Game 1 of this weekend of Five Nations playoffs in Stoke-on-Trent. I am over the Painbow, and I am joined today by Riggs, and we've got lovely Hazard producing for us. So Game 1 on track 1 today is Cambridge Roller Billies playing in the green tops with black accents, and Severn Roller Torrent, who are playing in black with orange accents. And we are 56 seconds to Derby. So we will run through your rosters quickly. Playing for Cambridge in green, we've got 1159 Nim Chimpsky, 15 Fiesta, 161 Them Fable, 19 Tsunami, 1917 Blondie, who is the captain today, 1953 Primal Queer, 1962 Jam Stoker, 36 Frenchie, 4 A Lot of Trouble, 53 Nat Out of Hell, 69 Feb, 7 is Smash Hits, 8238 is Headers, 9 is Fowler, and 99 is KP.
Okay, so I'll introduce Severn Roller Torrent to you. We have 02 Dead Kennedy. Helps if you turn your microphone on, Rick.
Totes professional.
Honestly, it's start as you mean to go on. Severn Roller Torrent for you today. 02 Dead Kennedy, 14 Baby, 15 Agravera, 1630 Buffy Shovers, 1649 Scrim Reaper, 24 Sergeant Shunt, 31 Thistle Scratch. Then we have 50 Heli Chopper, 75 Ophelia Payne, 777 Frog, 80 Velocitina, 911 Elf Hazard, 92 Enigma, that's your captain for Severn Torrent Roller Derby, and we have 99 Drop Dead Red, just in time for us to get jamming.
So that looks like Heli and Blondie on the jam line for both teams.
Both blockers starting well, but it is the Roller Billies who pick up lead first, and going to build up quite a nice lead here, coming in already to start scoring, but that is Heli Chopper, my apologies, who has now escaped the pack, so points are on the board. Inside line is what we're looking for here, but the Roller Billies going to the outside, and just, oh, what a lovely engagement from Heli, just diving through the pack there. I suspect there'll be points all over the board.
So yeah, look like points for both teams in that. I think Blondie just trying to maximise the points, getting not quite going. We're not playing it safe in this early jam and calling it off just to shut them down. So we'll just wait and see how many points went up there for both teams. But I know both teams are laser focused on this game today, because this is the game that gets them promotion to Tier 2.
Oh, so we're starting with the real prize on the line already. Excellent stuff. So here we go. Roller Billy's looking for Jammer, looking for room on the inside, swaps to the outside, gets that room. Agravera is not getting the space, gets shoved out by the Roller Billies, but up front, in the green, the Roller Billies Jammer doing the work.
That's Frenchie.
That's Frenchie. Just so we know, that green is tricky, isn't it? Green and yellow. But look at this in the top of turn 1. The blockers starting to settle into the game now. Got those first jam nerves out of the way. Doing a great job of containing Frenchie there. Some offense coming in. Not very effective right now, but able to bridge as well. Just give Frenchie that room to work on the outside of the curve. But look at that duo of blocking, and look, there we go. Agravera manages to get through, but it does set Frenchie free, and now we're on a lovely little chase round.
I tell you, holding Frenchie for that amount of time is no mean feat.
I feel like I've seen Frenchie before, but under another name. Maybe
Donna?
Yes. I was going to say Baps. Baps was what I had in my mind. But I thought I'd seen that jamming style before. So, yes, excellent blocking work there.
Very, very strong jammer for Cambridge Roller Billies. Absolutely no fun to block, I can tell you, from personal experience. So, yeah, some really solid. Cambridge have got some really strong, solid blockers. I'm really excited for this game. We are on 3 points apiece.
So it looks like it's a 4-3 advantage to the Roller Billies, and looking to take advantage up the inside, but I'm not sure. Yep, no, that is lead going to the Roller Billies as we see the Severn Torrent Jammer continuing to work through. There are penalties being called all over the board here, but coming through and scoring. Look at that, lovely whip round the outside by Jan Stoker, and they are going to continue to run it. Nope, there it is. There's the call there. But Severn Roller Torrent did really well to get out there and kind of make Roller Billies think about whether they should run that one.
Yeah, really lovely pass from Jam Stoker, but Severn managing to shut them down and hold them to just the 4 points. So still a close game as we go into Jam 4.
There's 3 points on the board for Severn Roller Torrent, 7 on the board for the Cambridge Roller Billies, but this is roller derby, so as you know, anything could happen. So it looks like we have got a power jam here for the Severn Roller Torrent. No, I'm lying. There's a green jammer there.
But we have got a big pack advantage for Severn.
Might as well have been a power jam the way Heli Chopper went through there. Yeah, as you said, Roller Billy's down to 2 just there. Blondie out of the pack though as well. But Severn, Roller Torrent looking to collect as many points as possible, but also on the defence, cutting it off there before the Roller Billies could pick up any.
And a smart call there, really quick. I could hear the Severn bench coach very loudly shouting, call it, because there are 3 Roller Billies blockers in the penalty box, I think. I can't actually see the penalty box from here, but I could only see 1 blocker left on track at the end of that jam.
It does look like we are nominating our solo blocker to go out for this next jam for the Roller Billies. So going right in amongst the Severn Torrent blockers there. Seeing what's what. Oh, and a bit of defensive jamming from the off. Buffy Shovers taking the track, going up against Frenchie. Frenchie doing her best. Oh, and an excellent combo and a knockout there from 69 to take back Buffy Shovers. So Jammer doing the blocking business, but there we go. We see Buffy Shovers go out, take the lead, and now Severn Torrent do the same to Frenchie, causing the drawback.
Really nice, smart jamming to become a blocker there from Frenchie. Just to run down some of that penalty time.
But we see them doing an excellent job on the scoring pass, slowing Buffy down. Looking for that gap on the inside, denied just enough. Excellent work there by Alf. So Roller Billy's back up to a full complement now. Yes, indeed, allowing Frenchie to push the Severn Torrent pack up into turn 2. They have to release, and off they go, Roller Billies out of the pack as well. Buffy being held in the good old tripod of doom and calls it.
Yeah, really solid wall from Cambridge there at the back. So although that wasn't a good start to that jam for Cambridge, Severn still did only pick up 4 points, so that could have been a lot worse starting the jam.
Could have been
3 blockers
bleeding
in the box.
points, absolutely. So yeah, good combo move from them. We like a smart jammer.
So flat track stats have got Cambridge with a 69% chance of winning this game.
Nice.
Whether that's how this will play out, I'm hoping for a spicy one to get us started for the weekend.
You know I like them tight. That's how I like my roller derby games, nice and tight. And I think these 2 teams are going to deliver that.
Yeah, I'm looking for some really smart gameplay from Severn as well. Yeah, clever. I've seen them play before. Smart blocking, smart tactical gameplay, good team working together, good reforming from them. So yeah,
and that's what you need against quite an established team like Roller Billies. They've been playing at a reasonably high level for the last couple of years. Fairly, I would say, out of that region, one of the more established teams at the moment. Everybody else seems to have been through a lot of changes. I think they've had a relatively steady period after COVID. I would say more than maybe some other teams. So.
Yeah, they were, I think, one of the teams that came back after COVID with still a very strong A team, a solid contingent. Not the same sort of struggles to get numbers as some other teams had in the early days of the after times. And yeah, they've had a really solid lineup for the last 2 years. I don't think I've noticed a lot of changes in their lineup in that time. So yeah, they've been playing together and training together really solidly for 2 years. And it shows.
It does. So here we go. We have everyone on track, and look at Jan Stoker looking for that inside line, gets it and gets out with now quite a considerable lead if the Cambridge Roller Billy blockers can hold Agravera back. Here they are still in turn 1. Jan Stoker going straight into the pack, diving on through. It does allow Agravera to escape the pack though, but Cambridge hitting it and quitting it.
I think so far that makes Jam Stoker, I know it's still very early in the game and Jam Stoker's, they've all done only a couple of jams, but Jam Stoker's had lead both times they've been out and got a full 4-point scoring pass both times. So they've scored 8 of Cambridge's 11 points so far, I think, by my, just looking at our lovely producer, 100% lead so far.
And that is working out nicely. Some smart jammer matchups, seeing us at 11 all on the points. Looks like the Roller Billies have lost their pivot into the penalty box. So Heli Chopper going to contend with the tripod up front. And then we have Blondie here being forced backwards a little bit, but a lovely gap opens up. And Severn Roller Torrent using the split pack to be able to contain and you've got to play a bit of offense as well. But it is the Roller Billies who are going to pick up another lead.
And another blocker penalty, though. So I do wonder, this game's tight at the moment, whether that could have an impact later in the game if they don't get those penalties in check.
And so we have the call off coming in nice and quick. Roller Billies again. Oh, they didn't deny Severn on that one. So 4-all in that particular jam. So these teams matching each other jam for jam at present. This is exactly how we like our roller derby. So we're going to have Frenchie up against Elf Hazard. Elf Hazard in the black, playing for Severn Roller Torrent. Frenchie in the green, playing for Cambridge Roller Billies. It's 3-on-3 in the pack. Great start, both jammers. Frenchie powering on through. Great jammer awareness to step over and gets that lovely lead. That was some incredible track awareness there from Frenchie. Elf Hazard, though, in there being slightly towered over by the Roller Billies blockers. Yeah, not the biggest elf in the village today, unfortunately. But does get free of the pack as Severn Roller Torrent do stop Frenchie's roll. But Frenchie gets on out, looks to the bench. We're rolling it. Yeah, pivot in the box. And then a lovely tap of the hips. Some great communication with the benches here.
I think Cambridge lost 2 blockers to the box again towards the end of that jam. So that was a really good call from their bench coach to just, look, we're not gonna actually run the jam, but we've got 3 seconds, 4 seconds before the other team's jammer hits the back of the pack. So let's at least burn those 3 or 4 seconds off of those 30-second penalties that our jammers are sitting.
But you're right. I think discipline could come into play in the closing stages of this game if the Roller Billies aren't careful now. Easy, first day of the weekend, 5 Nations playoffs, easy to let the nerves get the best of you, but let's see what happens. It's Buffy versus Jan. Oh, it's the Vampire versus the Vampire Hunter. This is an excellent matchup, and it is in fact Jan Stoker who gets out first. I'd say out in daylight, but obviously that's not where Jan Stoker wants to be. But closing in behind, Buffy Shovers running down the corridor, trying to catch Jan Stoker, who catches an elbow in the top of the head. The dangers of being the small jammer into turn 3, calls it before Buffy can get in there and pick up any points, maybe? Yes.
So yeah, another lead jam for Jan Stoker. Not a 4-point pass this time, but still helping Cambridge to build up possibly the biggest differential we've seen so far in this game.
I think that is.
An entire 4 points.
Check them out. But yeah,
that's maths for you.
Vampires 1, Vampire Hunters 0 on that particular jam. Heli Chopper back out though. Can Heli Chopper rescue Severn Roller Torrent back into the lead?
Well, looks like Severn are now the team starting with a pack disadvantage, so only 2 blockers this time. They said to her, look, we let you start, you know, we had a pack advantage last time, we'll send some blockers to the box, we'll let you have an advantage this time.
All the blockers testing the seats in the penalty box, but a really nice spread out pack there, playing really into the hands of Blondie, able to stretch him out and out for lead as we see Heli Chopper looking to work that crowd on turn 1, still being held up though, but what a stop there, and a huge recycle coming in on Blondie. Oh, but look at that tripod working beautifully at turn 1, really slowing the progress of Heli Chopper. Offense coming in, trying to be offered, but that 2-wall stays there nicely. Both jammers having a right old time with these blockers. Everybody being shoved off.
That was a nice, well-timed knockout from KP there as the other blocker at the front getting sent to the penalty box. KP says, all right, well, we'll go back and join everyone else at the back then.
And we get that jam called. 3 points picked up by the Roller Billies in that one. Nothing for Severn. So we have 17 points on the board for Severn Roller Torrent, 25 for the Cambridge Roller Billies. And what do we got? 18 minutes and 58 seconds left. Don't worry, a team timeout. Probably a good time to have a little chat about things, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a very good time. I can't see which team has called that time out, but either way, I think that's a good time just let's calm down, let's have a chat. What have we picked up so far? What have we learned about the other team? What's working? What's not working? Take a deep breath, stop getting penalties. I don't want to say we haven't had any jammer penalties in this game, because now I've said that.
I think we can confirm with our producer, but I'm pretty certain you are correct on that one. I was just me being blind at the point where I thought there wasn't a green jammer on there. So apologies if that caught you out this morning. Listen, I've managed to turn my microphone off on and again, so we're off to a great start here. But honestly, there's some really smart roller derby being played by these two. You would not believe that this is the 9 a.m. match on the day one of two of the Five Nations playoffs. They are ready. I suspect they stayed in last night, early night, good night's sleep.
So yeah, I saw Severn having some dinner last night. Very civilised, having a nice little meal together in a team meeting, and probably an earlier night than I got last night.
But here we go again. It's Agravera versus Frenchie. Frenchie makes no bones about that jam start. Scoops around the outside to claim a very early lead. Agravera, though, is no slouch out of the pack. And if it wasn't for the fact that Frenchie was so far, she'd be doing very well. Oh, lovely little hop there. A hop and a call off.
So Cambridge really love that offence off the line. It is definitely something to look out for, having played them twice in the last couple of years. They absolutely love to take the front, sit on you, do some offence on the line and get their jammers out in the first 3 seconds. Which Severn have been quite good so far in this game at preventing them from doing, but not in that jam.
Those roller billy jammers do not need an awful lot of space on those lines, so you do need to cover them all the way. But it is a pack advantage here again, back to Severn, which hopefully will play into Jam Stoker's hands. But no, it is Jam Stoker who goes up the inside, claims lead. So Cambridge now starting to assert their dominance on the game. Elf Hazard trying to stay inbounds on the 1 foot there, avoids the ref beautifully and re-engages now. But of course, Jam Stoker is in and in a scoring position now. But Severn with that tripod, but also kind of very fluid into the quad movement. Elf Hazard does get through those last 2 blockers, but as you see, KP coming in there playing some offense, as well as the Roller Billies pivot there. Very effective.
So another 4 points up there for Jam Stoker. So we're just little short jams. I don't think we've had anything more than 4 points scored.
Is that three unanswered jams from Roller Billies, I want to say at this point?
Yeah, is that three leads? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Got a nice little 16-point lead now built up by Cambridge. We are just coming up to about halfway through this first half of this game. So it is still everything to play for. One for your bingo cards.
Heli Chopper working that inside line, unable to stay inbound. No, will be recycled. And now we have a new blocker out for, new jammer out for the Roller Billies. Out and not taking lead. So Roller Billies in the lead technically, but not the lead jammer. And we're going to call that jam off.
So yeah, Heli Chopper must have picked up lead and then been reabsorbed back into the pack there, but really good awareness. Again, their bench coach has got a very clear voice across the track, alerting them to the fact that they were in fact lead jammer, because you don't always know when you're buried in the pack. You're not aware of that.
But that explosive move down the line obviously paid off really well there. So able to grab lead just off camera. Here we go. So Buffy going up against Blondie.
And another pack advantage to Severn. Although Blondie now up at the front, battling that tripod.
Some lovely one-on-one blocking there from Frog. 777, and now we have Severn Torrent roller derby bridging. There's so many Sevens. I feel like Len's back from the dead. Severn. Buffy Shovers is having a time of things with this Billies tripod. Squished in there. But what a star pass. What a sneaky star pass through the middle there. Oh, that was nice. And it's Frog who takes that. Trying to force the call off here. And there it is.
That was a great start. I love a sneaky star pass
that was
through
so
the pack. None of this standing up on your tiptoes and passing it over everybody's heads.
Honestly, that she really sold that, I'm stuck in the jackpot of doom, and just sort of fell forward into it, which gave her the reach straight through. I'm loving it. I'm here for that. Whoa, we're awake now, people. So
Have we got 8 blockers on the track at the start of a jam?
outrageous.
How's that happened so far?
Look, there's so many of them, they don't know what to do with themselves. Frenchie goes for the inside. Agravera looks to follow. Here we go. Oh, it's Frenchie, just escapes out of that turn 1 into lead. Agravera gets the big recycle from Fowler. But here we go, Roller Billies on this unanswered scoring pass and a lovely little apex hop. That was gorgeous, collects all the points for that. And we now have our first power jam of the game.
See, I jinxed it. I said there'd been no jammer penalties.
You did indeed, and I'm not sure you want to hand a power jam to French who's already in stride. It seems like a terrible plan to me. Look at the footwork. Great awareness there to stay inbounds, come back in at the right times. You can fall over them, Frenchie, that's not a problem.
That's okay, as long as you get through.
A valid tactic is falling forwards. Your skates will eventually catch you. Look at French with a lovely little pirouette off there, but those are a hard-earned 8 points. And quite a decent penalty kill there, as we see Agravera released from the box. So limiting Frenchie only to 4 in a power jam is a good move. And look at that tripod ready from the Roller Billies. Unable to keep Agravera, though. Lovely side surf there on the outside. Frenchie, though, completes a 3rd scoring lap, highest scoring jam of the game so far.
By quite a long way as well. 3 scoring passes now.
You can always rely on Frenchie for that, and you can always rely on Frenchie for a lovely little hop across the apex. No need for your big dramatic leaps, when a little efficient hop will do. This is a huge jam in roller derby. Right, 20 points is like one of the biggest jams you can do, and there it is. Ever since they took the extra jam a point away from us.
That was a good time to put up a 20-point jam. That has opened that up to now a 40-point lead. So in this game, that is a big thing to have happened. I'd be really interested to see now over the next few jams what effect that has on the game. Are Cambridge now going to take this momentum and run with it, or is this going to give Severn the fire that they need to come back and pull out a big jam of their own as an answer?
Absolutely. They really do need to have a little think about how to answer to this. Ever since the timeout, the Roller Billies have really taken control of this game. Severn Torrent are not out of it by any way, shape or form. They are merely a couple of seconds behind on that jammer release. But yeah, they've definitely got to figure out an answer for that Roller Billies offense off the line. Because there's clearly some good talent in the Severn Torrent team. They just need to find a way to deal with the Roller Billies.
That offence off the line is tricksy. They are very, very good at it. It's almost like you go, right, I don't want to say they've picked one thing, because they're very good at lots of things, but that is something that they've clearly focused on.
And we see it there. Look at that beautiful example of offence off the line, setting Jan Stoker free in 3 seconds?
Yep.
Okay, so now we have Heli Chopper working hard at the back, and here come the Roller Billies on this scoring run. They really have taken the momentum in this game, and they are running with it. Jam Stoker labelled to spread out the Severn Torrent blockers. They couldn't keep it together. Grabbing some soaps. Oh, that was a bit of a late hit coming in there at the end on Severn on Jam Stoker, but everybody's back to their feet and all good. But yeah, Severn there, the blockers all over the place.
Yeah, you've got to stay together. No, you can't be getting split up, especially not against a team like Cambridge, and they will do that. We've talked about their jam start offence, but their mid-jam offence is great as well, and they're very quick on that switch. Once they know that they need to get their jammer through, once that other jammer is out, great, we're all on offence. We're not going to stand there and watch, great, well done. They are going to go and get their jammer through.
But an excellent catch there from Thistle does force the Roller Billies jammer back on this particular jam, but there comes the offence. Not as effective this time, and up front we see Elf Hazard really pushing on. Oh, shoved to the inside. I think that's Fowler.
Yeah, it's always Fowler. Oh, we got another power jam.
So this is a power jam in favour of Blondie now, and you look at the offence come in now. Everybody picks somebody off, trying to split people up, hanging back now, allowing Blondie to do the work. Tries to shimmy down the line there.
Yeah, you need to That was, it's tricky to get past Shunt, is what my brain was trying to say when my mouth wasn't cooperating.
Shunt hard.
Great block from Shunt.
No, this is excellent work. No, that shove nearly worked, but Blondie does, in fact, pick up lead. That might have been the longest lead we've had to establish.
Yeah, nearly a full minute on the clock there before we had a lead jammer.
But Blondie doesn't need a full minute to get back round and re-engage with that tripod awaiting. But in comes the offence again, getting straight in amongst that tripod, just making life difficult for Severn Torrent roller derby.
So Blondie now still trying to complete that first scoring pass, and there comes the offence that we were talking about to get them through.
And does it just in the nick of time as well, as Elf Hazard was on their way into the pack. So it's safe to say the momentum has been set, established, and very much camped now in the favour of the Roller Billies.
I've just been informed by our producer that Severn haven't scored in the last 8 jams.
Ouch.
Of this game, so they are going to need to do something now, put up a power line-up, something like that, and just shut this down, just get some points on the board, stop this momentum.
Would you call a timeout?
I think I would. Yeah, I think I would if I was benching, if I've got one.
Yeah. So 3 prizes, no guesses to who picked up lead there. It was, of course, Frenchie for the Roller Billies. As we see Buffy Shovers doing some work. Oh, a lovely little fake pass there. Oh, I'm going to pass it, but I'm not going to pass it in order to get on out there. But, of course, Frenchie's gone on through. Now looking at the bench. Calls it. Was it quick enough? I think there might have been 1 point picked up. Maybe. I see. I'm staring at that referee thinking that... Oh, 2!
2 points.
See, we said they hadn't scored in 8 jams, and then they went, well, that's enough donuts for us. Thank you very much. We'll put 2 points on the board. So 19 for the Severn Roller Torrent, plays 69. Nice for the Cambridge Roller Billies.
And we do have, Severn have called a team time. I think the Severn bench coach heard me. Yeah. Either that or it's their bench coach that taught me to bench.
One or the other. I think we're all in agreement right now that we all just needed a little moment there. Have a sip of our cup of tea. Have yourself a biscuit, because,
take a little breather. There's just under 10 minutes left of this half. So still lots of time to pull it. I mean, for this game and the way it was going in the first few jams, this is a really big differential, but actually in the context of an entire game, 50 points is still not that big of a differential, not with this amount of time left on the clock.
And we do have to remember that the first 10 minutes of this game were very penalty heavy.
Yeah.
That will come into play as we go along. Now, it does seem to have settled down a little bit, but as we get closer to that finishing line, as you said, there's a promotion on the line here, right?
Yeah, it's very easy to start in the second half when you're tired, the adrenaline's worn off to some extent, to start maybe being a bit reckless, a bit like playing with that real sense of urgency, those real I will not give up hits, and that's when the penalties start rolling in again in the last 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're already on 4 or 5 going into half time, and bench coaches don't want to stop playing their really strong skaters in a game like this.
No, your lineup manager is going to be very upset with you. Now Heli Chopper is out of this one, going up against, that is, who
Femme
is
Fatale.
That? Femme Fatale. Thank you very much. So Roller Billies picking up lead again. Heli Chopper, though, got a full complement of blockers. Oh, they've dropped to a tripod now, and that offense again, so effective.
Yeah, really, their single person offense, their full pack offense, really, really good. And they're reforming to recatch that jammer. It's been really good in this game from Cambridge. Really good, getting to the front and getting back together again. It's really easy for all your blockers to run to the front and then start blocking individually, but they are reforming into a tripod really well.
Frog trying to play some offense there, really good effort, but Heli Chopper couldn't keep it in bounds. But Frog is all over the place. They're blocking, recycling, great work here. But we see the Roller Billies with 4 on the board already. In comes the Heli Chopper. Oh, it's a power jam.
That was a cut track penalty there being assessed to them for Tal. So this jam will run for the full 2 minutes. So they will be released before the end of the jam. But a nice scoring opportunity now for Helichopper. So let's see what Severn can do to bring this differential back.
Yeah, you can probably hear the noise in here going up. The Severn get a real opportunity here. But as Roller Billies are not, this is not their first rodeo, my friends. This is not. They took it out front, and look at that work there. But great strength on the toe stops from Helichopper, staying strong to stay inbound. Out now, picks up some points. So that's 8 points on the board, biggest jam so far for Severn. Going for another 4 here, but we do have both jammers back on track now. And out goes Demfatal. Oh, what a move there through at the end. May have picked up an equaling set of points. Let's see how this one plays out. I think Severn might have pipped that one.
I think there might have been a couple of points at the end there. I think probably just discussing. Yeah, there were 3 points in the last scoring pass of the game. So that's 11 points up. So that's the biggest scoring jam that Severn have had, as I think you already said. And a really good, on top of then scoring those points in the last jam. A little momentum shift now.
Having an official review. Ooh. This is very exciting.
Very exciting.
So our first one of the day. We are in touch with our lovely house announcers who are in the front, down in the circle right now, getting all of the deets for us. So as soon as we know what they're arguing about.
Lovely Smash is going to send us a little text message to let us know what's going on, and we will bring you all the tea.
Because we're like connected, do you know? That's how we do here. From the balcony of judgment all the way down to the track. We have got you covered here at the Five Nations playoffs. So I think this looks like, from the arm waving and gesticulating that I can see from lovely Duke Special, that this is Cambridge have called an official review. How dare you penalise my jammer. That's what that is. So Cambridge want to review the direction penalty on blocker number 9, which is Fowler. So interesting. We don't very often get bench coaches using their official reviews to rescind or no, we just leave assess penalties to blockers, which I have expressed my concerns about and said that feels like discrimination. Yeah, we just leave you in there. To me, like nobody cares about. But that's rude. Get your jammer out. I am very important. I will have you know. But I think that Fowler has had a few penalties already in this first half of the game, so it may be that as one of their strongest blockers. Or, and this is my evil mind, did Cambridge go, oh crap, that's a jam that's just got in their direction, that's some momentum that could go with them. Maybe let me challenge something, let me stop that momentum before it even gets started. Yeah, that's a possibility as well. Like, I mean, you can use your official review as a timeout, but if you can also use your official review as an official review, then your skaters get a rest and we kill that momentum at the same time. Which is like win-win. If you get like your blocker penalty taken off and you've killed the momentum of the opposition, I feel like you might be feeling like a very smart bench coach at that point. Yeah, but we shall see. We shall see. These are two very smart bench coaches in this game. I do think Fowler's quite an important blocker for Cambridge. And if she is already on a high number of penalties, then getting one of those taken off the board increases the likelihood that she will see out the end of the game. Or maybe even just the end of the half, depending on how many there are up there at the moment. I don't think it's going that badly. I just, you know, I can't count very high, so we never know. But the referees are having a little discussion amongst themselves. It looks like the verdict will be delivered now. And we shall keep an eye on our devices to ensure that we bring you the most accurate information. Smashy boy is typing. Oh, exciting. And I love it when you just see the little bubble going, typing. Depends who's texting me. This is true. A lovely little sachet out of the infield there. So Cambridge did lose that official review, so blocker number 9 will stay seated in the penalty box. This is why you don't go and try and rescue them. You just have to leave them there. You stay in there and think about what you did. You know you're a naughty blocker. So here we go, 3 on 3 in the blocker setup. Both jammers ready to go, and we have Agro Vera going up against Blondie, both of them straight into the back of their packs. But, oh, Blondie getting shoved to the infield there, lovely from Thistle. But we look at Agro Vera looking for room on the inside, finds it, picks up lead. So Severn were determined not to let this affect the momentum. They had broken the back in that last jam, and through they came. So now Agravera looking to make hay while the sun shines here in Stoke-on-Trent. Lovely work from the outside to the inside. 4 points picked up, and still Severn managed to hold Cambridge back. This is the first time in a long time that they have not been able to pick up lead, and Agravera needs to make hay. Really does. I said that earlier. I don't know why we're in farmer mode. We are today. Get your combine harvesters out, because I tell you what, Agravera is here to collect points.
That was a lovely little side serve around the outside line there. This could be a big jam. So that official review didn't do anything to stop this momentum from Severn.
And let me just clarify that Blondie has not exited the pack yet. Blondie has not completed the initial pack pass yet. So Agravera can keep on working this tripod like that to pick up more. I think Blondie is out now. No. Passed in the pack and maybe picked up a penalty? No. I can't see a green jammer.
Blondie is still there, her helmet cover in hand, looking for a pass, but the pivot appears to be in the penalty box.
Doing the stealth business, but with no support for the rescue. Both jammers being recycled. Agravera has tussled hard there. I would have think a 4 more picked up there. So a 3 scoring passes, highest jam for Severn, I believe, so far. And look at that differential close. 42 on the board for Severn, 77 for Cambridge. You've got 4 minutes and 20 odd seconds left of this incredible half.
So this will feel like a really big deal for Severn. Again, it's still a 35-point differential, which doesn't feel that different from the 50 points. But in terms of this game and the relative scores and what's happened in the last couple of jams, this is really important for Severn, and they really need to capitalise on this in the last couple of jams of this half.
Frog doing the business, knew that Frenchie wanted that inside line, shut it down, wasn't able to do it the second time, and Frenchie does get out and collects lead and re-establishes what Roller Billies have been having as their order of things today. So Frenchie's going to be coming out looking to really increase that points differential, but Elf Hazard out avoids the last hit and is now chasing down to make sure that Frenchie can't go on a rampage here. That offense coming in, and Frog able just to slow the roll.
But so just 3 points up there for
brilliant.
Frenchie. Didn't manage to get the full 4, but still.
Damage limitation from Severn there was excellent. It was the awareness of Frog really on that inside line to see where Frenchie was going and be really ready for it. It was just the slightest of touches, but Frenchie's got some speed, so it's going to work.
Yes, and some torque as well. So brilliant. It looks a little bit like Severn might be going a bit for defence on some of the Cambridge jammers just for the first couple of seconds of the jam, just to shut that out. And once they're held and they're trapped on that tripod, seems to be working for them.
I love Buffy's jamming style, so I'm really enjoying jamming the style coming in. It looks like, having a tough time, and then just dips into a gap and goes through. But can I say that, comes in, cleans out a Severn jammer. That is Buffy, who has passed off. Huge hit on the exit of turn 2 there. And we have a star pass for Severn. So they are now obviously not lead jammer, but going on. Oh, the call-off comes in. Just in time, I think.
Thistle has done some absolutely solid blocking. Every time someone's sending those jammers flying and running back, it seems to be Thistle every time.
Yeah, there's
absolute jammer's nightmare.
But yeah, I did see some sort of legs just sort of in the corner of the picture there, just sort of fly up and out. So I'm assuming that person was cleared out quite efficiently.
I think they're trying to send Jam Stoker all the way back to Cambridge with some of these hits.
So 42 on the board for Severn, plays 84 to the Roller Billies. It might seem like a lot, but I promise you it's not. But that being said, Them Fatale gets on out, picks up lead, and the Roller Billies doing everything they can to quash the momentum that Severn had picked up. Heli Chopper has escaped the pack. Really well done, just as Them Fatale comes in. And look at the score. I think that was what Frog, again, bodily checking in order to slow progress and just giving away 1 point.
A nice bit of awareness there from the Cambridge blockers as well to move to the front of the pack to protect their points as Heli Chopper was coming round about to start scoring points, just in case their jammer didn't hear the call it off, which they did. So 1 point up for Cambridge, but still managing. But still, 1-0 is still a win in a jam.
It's every point counts. So everybody. No. Only 3. Now everybody is on the track. That's why it's chaos on the jam line. Agravera looking for space on the inside. Up front, we have Blondie pushing, spreading out. Severn then going to run out of room any second now. And it is turn 2 where lead is picked up yet again. That's 3 in a row for the Roller Billies. Really trying to reassert their dominance on this half as we go into the final 30 seconds of the period. 1 minute and 30 on the jam clock as Blondie comes through and is picking up points. Really nice controlled skating style. And there is a scoring pass.
Everyone spread out now, coming back together. Blondie coming around now for a 3rd scoring pass. Was that 2nd scoring pass in this jam?
And it's a power jam. I'm not sure quite what the penalty was. I think I might cut track. So Agravera go into the box, and this is the last thing that Severn really wanted to do as we go into half-time, was to hand Blondie the opportunity to put up a big score here. The period clock is dead. We are into the last 50 seconds of this jam. As soon as this jam's called, you will have half-time. But Blondie's not done. Blondie wants more points.
More points for me.
Knows that, got some in the pocket, says that'll do. I'm not skating all the way back to my bench from there. And we call it. That is your first half. What a first half. And what a final jam of that first half. 12 unanswered points put up by Cambridge Roller Billies, taking them to 97 points in touching distance of the century. But of course, this is roller derby. And just because it's the first game of the first day doesn't mean we're going to finish promptly at half-time. We're going to have an official review. We've got things to say. We've got Smashy Boy right in the circle there. He's going to find out for us what we can do here.
I can't see the penalty box from here, so I don't know if the Severn jammer was released at the end of that jam and that was the reason for the call-off, or if Cambridge were trying to freeze him in the penalty box.
You have to stay there for the whole half.
Yeah, no snacks for you.
No snacks.
Stay sitting down.
Naughty jammer.
That's not true. You are allowed to leave the penalty box at half-time. They do let you go.
You've really ruined the illusion for me now.
And then you have to remember to go
like
back
the crystal
again.
maze, like
you
where
go
you
back to your team.
Left there forever.
Yep. You go back to your team bench and they're like, shouldn't you have been in the penalty box? Yeah, I should. See you later.
I will report back there.
Kind of hoping everyone would forget.
Oh, by the way, the officials don't. They will come and escort you back to your seat before the half begins. So yeah, 42 on the board for Severn, plays 97 to Roller Billies. It seems like a big differential, but as we've seen, there's some great scoring potential from Severn. They've just really got to find an answer to that offense from the Roller Billies, because when they can interrupt that brisk start from their jammers, they're having some success, and their own jammers are capable of scoring. So it's a lot to play for in this second half. We've seen Cambridge earlier this year against Kent take an early lead, spend the first half fully in control of the game, looking like it was never going to go any other way. And then, teams do go off at half time and come back with renewed tactics and adapt what they're doing. Or just decide, actually, we have been getting a little bit sucked into playing their game and we're going to play our game now. Yeah, absolutely.
And come back out and things can all change.
And let's be honest, this is Five Nations playoffs. There is a promotion on the line. Nerves will have been a thing in the first 15 minutes. People will calm down and people will settle in. And, you get that first half out of the way, clear your head again, come back in. So, it really is going to be all to play for in this second half. And I don't think the Roller Billies can relax.
Okay, so we are going to go into half-time now. Just to give you the outcome of that official review, Severn wanted a low block called on green number 7 on a low block on their. Wanted a Cambridge blocker called for a low block on the Severn jammer on the initial pass on the inside of turn 1. The referee said they didn't observe any low contact, so they did lose their official review for the period. But with no. I'm still really excited about this game. I'm really excited to see how this goes in the second half, to see what these teams bring, how they adapt their gameplay. I think it's going to be a really good one.
I think we've got some smart roller derby to come there for another second half. So join us. In 14 minutes and about 15 seconds by the time I finish waffling for half time, second half.
Grab yourselves a cup of tea and we'll be back in 14 minutes. Okay, so we have got 1 minute left of this half time in this very exciting game between Severn Roller Torrent and Cambridge Roller Billies. If you missed the first half, I'm Painbow. I'm joined by Riggs, and we will be talking through all the action in the second half of this game. Just to let you know what we've going on for the rest of this weekend. The next game on this track at 11 o'clock is Kent Roller Derby versus Old Reekie Reserves. And then at 1:30 on this track, we have our first MRDA game of the weekend, which is Chaos Engine versus Wirral Pack Animals. And that will be followed at 3:30 by Southern Discomfort versus Kings of Block and Roll. So Chaos Engine versus Wirral Pack Animals is MRDA Tier 2, Tier 3. So playing for promotion to Tier 2. And then the Southern Discomfort versus Kings of Block and Roll are playing for promotion to MRDA Tier 1 on track 2. Happening right now, we've got Nottingham Roller Derby versus Devon, which is our Tier 3 West quarterfinals, and then Tier 3 Women's quarterfinals, sorry. And then Dublin B Grounds versus Oxford is our other Tier 3 quarterfinals at 11:30 on that track. And then our Tier 2 semi-final after that, Newcastle versus Sheffield. And then our other Tier 2 semi-final after that on track 2 is Rebellion versus Hallam. So we're going to have a very, very exciting day with 8 games across 2 tracks.
You will need plenty of energy for this, especially if this first game of the day is anything to go by, because we have had nothing but quality from Severn and from Cambridge so far, and we are ready for some more. So here we go, second half, Severn versus Cambridge. You have got Blondie versus Heli Chopper, Cambridge Roller Billies in the green, playing Severn Roller Torrent in the black. And all the jammers being held up at turn 1. But of course, as I said that, Blondie was like, no, Riggs, you're wrong. I think you'll find I am the lead jammer. And the Roller Billies start the second half the way they looked to finish the first half, in control and dominating. Blondie looking for that line, but it is Frog who is there. And it looks like this might be a points win for Severn in this first jam. Really great work by them. Yep, stealing 3 points. And Frog there with a great hit to stop Blondie from picking up any points despite being lead jammer.
Blondie was Cambridge's top scoring jammer in the first half, with 30 of their 97 points put up by Blondie. Closely followed by Jam Stoker, who had 22 points and 100% lead.
Wow.
100%, which is very impressive.
That's as good as it gets, really.
Yeah, can't get better than 100%.
No, and just a big shout out to our producer Haz for our excellent stats throughout this game, because we're smart, but we're not that smart, right? So we're like you, we're all excited about watching the roller derby, but somebody's watching the numbers, and we have an excellent team for you here this weekend at the Five Nations playoffs. Talking of which, we have an amazing crew of officials and volunteers here making this happen. I don't know if you can shop online with Hive Skate Shop, but if you can't, get down to their shop at some point. They've got a sale on boots going on out there. If you're not here today, first of all, why not? Rude. Second of all, you're missing out on all the amazing merch that's on sale, so you really should come down tomorrow. Fenton Manor Sports Complex, I believe, is where we are in the glorious Stoke-on-Trent. It's been quite an adventure of travel for me this week. This is well, I'm back in my 6th country, but Stoke-on-Trent is not quite the glamour that I thought it was. So I'm going to need you all to come down and bring your glamour with you.
Bring the glamour, bring the glitter, bring the cheering really loudly for these teams.
I mean, we always call it Sparkle Sunday, don't we? Get your sparkles on, get yourself down on. But you're missing out. Get down here this afternoon. Stoke's not that far away from wherever you are, except Old Reekie. They probably left on Wednesday.
Yeah, blimey. Well, and Devon as well,
yeah.
and Dorset.
Devon's quite far away.
Devon's a long way. Devon's a long way away from everywhere. Yeah. It's
Dorset, didn't that the Jurassic Coast? See, I'm going factual facts now.
Facts. I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah, the Jurassic Coast down there. They've put their fossils down and they've come to play some roller derby.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Just so you're aware, this is what happens when no roller derby happens, and we're on air. So welcome to the Painbow and Riggs show. Hopefully we'll be back to the Severn and Cambridge show in a minute, but officials, they've got to do stuff. They've got to make sure scoreboards are all right. We do have a Kel over there there looking like fixing things, and that always fills me with confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything will be fixed in double quick time. Our officials for this game today, by the way, I will read those out for you, are Hakuna Yotatas, Pretty Miffed, Swearwolf, Elevator, Badger, Melise, Fear Leader, Danielle, Electric Fight Orchestrator, Iron Maven, Holly, Booker DeWitt, Tori B. Reffin, Chief, Jean Quad Grand Slam, Linda Lumardi, and Tiny Tanium. I was so pleased that I managed to say Electric Fight Orchestrator without tripping over my words, and then I missed up.
First of all, I would like to thank the officials for being here, but also for having some epic names.
Excellent names.
But yeah, Hakuna Yotatas. I am here for that one. Very much that. But we can see all of the jabbers just trying to keep themselves entertained, have a little chat with their teammates there. Everyone getting a little bit of FaceTime on the telly. Give them a wave.
Someone needs to point out that Primal Queer's on the wrong side of the jam line before the whistle goes.
I mean, Primal knows. There we go, look, hands behind the back, very official. French is ready, just pirouetting, just having a lovely time. So yes, so we have honestly no idea what this official timeout is all about. I'm guessing it's something technical.
It looks like the scoreboard, so I have seen a couple of times there's a glitch with the scoreboard, which we were in fact talking about last night, that occasionally you get to the end of period 1 and then you try and go into period 2 and the scoreboard goes, end of the game, okay. So I think they're just resetting
but
that.
I demand a further 26 minutes and 29 seconds of roller derby. So we will fix it and then we will get on with things. Because that's what we do here at the roller derby. And also we take pretty pictures of everybody. See one of our lovely photographers in the middle there, Paul Jones Photography. I have a little bit of a soft spot for my fellow countryman there.
Photographer to the stars.
Oh, he's so good. And he's made me look good on a number of occasions, which is miraculous. So shout out to Paul there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you can't, there's 2 tracks here today, by the way. There is another track just to our right. So there is double the amount of roller derby going on here today at the Five Nations playoff. So like I said, that ticket price is really, really worth it. And who doesn't want to have leisure centre chips? I feel like cheesy chips at the leisure centre.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what Saturdays are about.
The dumplings this evening that we're all going out for. That's really why I'm here. The roller derby's incidental. The food's where I'm at.
We haven't actually checked out the crew room for the snacks yet. So we will have to do that as we see our skaters now. Just taking a couple of laps and just staying warm. Fingers crossed. I saw the screen flicker, so I'm hoping we turned it on and then we turned it back on again, and it should be all right. It says period 2.
That's a definite good start. We just need to get it onto Jam 2.
Yeah.
If anyone wants an update, the Nottingham Arrows versus Devon roller derby game currently stands at 94 points to Nottingham and 52 points to Devon. If anyone is still listening to us waffle and hasn't switched to the feed on track 2 yet.
You have got great eyesight. No Specsavers for you today.
Absolutely
but look, now we have a conga. This is why we do love our roller derby skate. The Severn roller Torrent leading us in a lovely little conga. Look at this. This is what roller derby is all about. If you can't have the crowd singing Total Eclipse of the Heart, which does feel like a lot at 10:05 in the morning, we will settle for a conga line.
Is it 10:05 already? Wow.
We are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here for 2 full days of roller derby. As we said, in the glamorous Stoke-on-Trent, the home of pottery. And I want to say Emma Bridgewater. I keep seeing signs for Emma Bridgewater. I don't know who she is, but she's got signs to her house. So you can pop around and have a cup of tea. But yeah.
Out of a very nice teapot, probably.
I would imagine. I mean, maybe she just only makes plant pots. You don't know.
I don't know. That's true. I don't know.
That's a big cup of tea, though, if it comes in a plant pot.
Plant pots usually have a hole in the bottom, so that's not going to do a very good job.
That's why they have a saucer underneath.
Oh, is that what that's for?
All making sense now. Gardener's World, live with Riggs. I have many top tips for you. Buy the plastic ones from B&M. Other retailers are available. Don't go into B&M today, people. Whatever you do, you'll come out with a pancake maker you do not need. All right, just stay at home.
Everyone needs a pancake maker.
Well, I mean, okay, you only need one if it's the pancake maker that comes with the popcorn thing on the side. So it's a pancake and popcorn maker. That's a B&M thing.
Wow.
They've probably got LED lights at the back as well. But yeah, I want to say that was $24.99. I spent too much time in B&M the other day. I spent too much money as well. So, yeah. I'm really sorry for the inane waffling, but the Gremlins have officially killed the scoreboard, as you can possibly see in the top right-hand corner. So the only drama that is happening right now is on that back table on the hall there. The other track do seem to be continuing. Their scoreboard is working, but yeah, we are very suspended in play here right now. This is where we probably should have had some adverts ready to go.
We can tell you about the schedule for tomorrow as well, because we've got some junior roller derby tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Just to make you feel really terrible about how old and inflexible you are.
Yes, this is what's going to kill my roller derby career. So the winners of these games today, these quarterfinals, will go on to play 2 games tomorrow. Regardless, yeah.
Okay.
So when I spoke to Cambridge tomorrow, they were like, we kind of hope we win, but we also don't like the idea of playing 2 games tomorrow, so we're kind of okay either way. So they will so the winners of each game will get promotion, I believe, anyway.
Right.
But then we play off to establish first, second, third, fourth place in Tier 3 overall.
Yeah.
So we will have those games tomorrow. So on track 1, at 9 o'clock in the morning, again, we'll have the winner of game 1 versus the winner of game 2. So that will be our Tier 3 WFTDA semi-finals. And then at 11 o'clock, we'll have the other WFTDA semi-final, which will be the winner of game 3 today. So either Kent or Old Reekie versus the winner of game 4, so either Dublin or Oxford. And then at 1:30 on this track, we will have the loser of Game 6 versus the loser of Game 8. So that will be our Tier 2, 3rd, 4th place playoff. So either Newcastle or Sheffield, or Rebellion.
I've got my red string out. The playoff board is coming together beautifully, as you described this to me.
Betting on brackets over here. And then our 3:30 game tomorrow on this track will be loser of Game 9 versus loser of Game 11. So that is the loser of Games 1 and 2 in the morning.
Got ya.
Are you all following me? I feel like I could do with a graphic, like a PowerPoint spreadsheet. For you all.
I should have actually brought the playoff board and the string with me. But if you can imagine that meme, and I know you roller derby people can imagine every meme that's ever known to man, so you know which one I mean right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing that face and that hand signal.
I am imagining everybody at home is sat there with a pen and paper, very carefully writing all this down as I say it.
Well, there is a test
and making
at the
their
end.
predictions.
There's a whole test at the end.
So, don't joke, I'm a teacher. I will set an exam at the end of this game.
We've got quite a few teachers on the announcer crew, haven't we?
There is a few of us.
There's something about there, isn't there? Yeah, there's a few of you.
I started announcing before I started teaching, so when I had to stand up in a room of 15 people, I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
This isn't a sports hall full of people who actually can't hear me. This is a small room of people who just aren't listening.
Technically, I'm a teacher, but without the responsibility, because I'm a trainer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't meld the young mind, because clearly I would be a terrible influence on young minds. So I just deal with the grown-ups.
As opposed to me, I do teach grown-ups as well.
Oh, teach grown-ups as well.
Well,
teach anyone, won't we?
Yeah, especially about roller derby. If they'll sit still long enough, I'll tell them all about it.
If you sit too still next to an announcer, you are going to learn all about roller derby.
And things you can buy from B&M.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am full of very useful information for you. You know, you just need to know these things. You just need to know these things. Hopefully you're all aware of what roller derby is. And you're all, none of you are brand new tuning in. If you are brand new tuning in, go on Twitter, tell us and be like, I've just stumbled across this very strange thing and I happen to be watching it and I don't understand. But hopefully most of you know exactly what's going on. We have the appearance of a graphic on our screen right now. I don't know if you've got the same thing, but I'm intrigued. Whatever could be the message. I feel like there may be a message, but maybe not.
Maybe not. So our juniors games tomorrow are on track 2. In the morning. There are 2 juniors games. Two. So we've got our bronze medal game from our JRDA 5 Nations division this year, which is Newcastle Juniors versus Sheffield Steel Juniors. And then our Junior Roller Derby Association final at 11:30 on track 2 is Borderland Beasts versus Demonburg Roller Derby.
Blimey.
And then our game 14 is our Tier 3 WFTDA gold medal game.
Ooh. Shiny medals.
And then the final game of tomorrow at 4 o'clock on track 2 is our Tier 2 gold medal game.
It's action-packed, isn't it?
So very excited for
the
tomorrow.
value for money.
Yeah. I think the streaming pass for the whole weekend for this was £20.
Bargain.
And you get
me.
Us. Yeah, exactly. It's worth it for this game.
I put the value just in this first half alone. As you've just had your £20 back there. There are no refunds, by the way. No matter it's the mute button. That's your refund. That's how you deal with us. If you are also fed up of this official timeout, it looks like our skaters are wearing a little thin of this as well. But I have seen a reboot. And we do have updates on the board. I've got a scoreboard in front of me that's showing the right things. The one on the left showing the right things. I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful. We've got a clock. We've got a score.
I mean, it's coming together, people.
We've got the right jam number. So that's a good start. We've got skaters on the track.
No, we haven't got the right jam number on the screen.
It will go into jam 2 when we start, because we've had jam 1.
Well, all right then.
It's taken me a really long time to get my head round. Is the number that's showing between jams the jam that just happened or the jam that's about to happen?
You've just solved quite a long-standing roller derby mystery for me.
Sometimes I get distracted while I watch and see what happens at the start of the jam.
I have been streaming for quite some time now, so my professionalism showing through once more this morning.
It does look like Cambridge have hit the century mark with 100 points, so that's exciting for them. Quite a low-scoring game, actually, I would say.
Yeah.
We've only had 2 or 3 jams with more than one scoring pass.
Yeah.
A lot of 2-3 point jams.
Really did kind of go for that hit it and quit it early doors, didn't they? They were just stacking up, and it was very unanswered. I think at one point we went 8 jams without them allowing Severn to score. And although they weren't putting up the multi passes, those 4 unanswered points continuously, it really does just eke out. What have we got? A 55-point lead.
And it really eats at your morale as a team when if it's 12 points plays 8 in a jam and it's a 4-point differential, kind of okay with that because you got some points, you played some roller derby, you did some stuff, but 4 no score, that can be quite demoralising. So Severn have done really well, everyone's kept up. There hasn't actually been that much of a penalty spiral as well. So everyone is keeping their heads, I think, and playing really smart roller derby. I haven't seen anything that's any indicator that any team is letting anything.
No, it was definitely nerves that first 10 minutes, wasn't it? It was there was some penalty box madness to start with.
And 9 o'clock in the morning is very early to be playing roller derby.
Yes. Well, we've got a very busy weekend of roller derby to fit in. What did we say? 8 games today, 8 games tomorrow?
Yeah, 16 games in a weekend.
Games. Just for 20 quid on the street. Bargain, mate. Yeah. Better than B&M, that. Better than B&M. I'd tell you. Or home bargains.
We've got 3 full crews of officials today. We've got, I think, 15 announcers doing both house and stream across both tracks. We've got lovely crews of medics who are hopefully
fans down there as well.
Have absolutely nothing to do.
There's a lot of banners. I'm seeing a lot of banners here from, I want to say it's Severn Roller Torrent.
Yeah, that looks like
they have been art and crafting. As you may hear, somebody has put the batteries back in our house announcers and they are getting the crowd hyped up because it sounds like the gremlins have been resolved. And yes, roller derby resumes. There's a great heap on the floor and Frenchie is gone in a flash.
Frenchie was ready for this jam.
Let me get on with the roller derby. So Frenchie's in, looking to score, but Severn are out as well with Agrovera coming in, looking to steal some points. Is the call off quick enough? Yes, it is, as we see our lovely official there, Holly.
Again, smart awareness from the blockers as well, running forward, no hanging at the back waiting to try and block that jammer. Just get to the front, protect your points, get your jammer through, and hold them to 0. That's sometimes the best way to stop the other jammer scoring points on you, because if anyone doesn't know roller derby, the jammers score by passing the hips of the blockers.
So
for each blocker they pass, they get a point. And the easiest way to stop the jammer getting past you is to run away.
It is indeed. The hips don't lie, people. So for the remainder of the day, I hope the words Shakira, Shakira Agrovera will appear randomly in your head, and you will hate me forever.
Thank you.
You are very
for
welcome.
That.
And my brain just does. I think it's a millennial thing. Just every now and again, my brain just goes, Shakira, Shakira.
Just out of nowhere.
And I'm back in. But it's all about the hips here in roller derby. And of course, it is those lovely people with the stars on their heads, the jammers, who are all about collecting the points. But you know what makes collecting points a lot easier? When the blockers are doing their business. And that's those gang out there. They're trying to protect you, but also smash the other jammer at the same time. Playing offense and defense simultaneously, which is unlike many, many sports.
Yes, it is many a conversation where I say to jammers, I have no idea why you would jam. That seems like a lot of cardio. It's not for me. And then the jammer says, yeah, but blocking seems like a lot of thinking and awareness and having to know what's going on, whereas jamming is just,
forward. I'm forward.
Over here and I want to be over there.
Yes.
I mean, actually, there's a lot of smart thinking with jamming, and we'll see a lot of our jammers.
There's some smart jammers, and then there are some jammers who just go through people. I mean, it's entirely up to you.
So I have just been informed by our wonderful producer, Hazard, that a penalty has been assessed to Frenchie. So Severn will start this jam on a power jam.
Elf Hazard is like, gimme the opportunity to close this 57-point gap up a little bit.
That was some good maths, Riggs.
Hey, quick maths.
57, that's good.
Man's not hot. Sorry.
Okay, so Elf Hazard poised.
So poised.
Got a coiled spring ready to go.
And lovely little work there we see. In comes the offence. Everyone's in there.
It's interesting, that was a no pack call then as Elf Hazard went into the back of that pack. So I'm interested to see if someone gets a penalty for that.
Oh, but getting the job done is Jam Stoker. No, Elf Hazard. Jam Stoker's on the other side. They're in the green. This is Elf Hazard coming round. One to beat. Lovely move. See, smart jamming KP throws up the arms. Like, how dare you just skate round me? Looks to close the line. Brilliant. Frenchie trying to step around. Got the star cover in hand as tries to go stealth mode, but decides against it and just bursts through the middle. Got to get the cover back on before coming in to score points. But Elf right in there, lovely. Arrives at the back and then comes on through.
So yeah, Cambridge there, again with only 2 blockers on track. So Severn calling the jam. They did let Cambridge pick up 2 points in that jam, but calling it and icing those Cambridge blockers in the penalty box. I think we've got 3 blockers on the track at the start of this jam for Cambridge.
Yeah.
And the full complement of 4 blockers.
But that was a lovely 10-point win in that jam for Severn, exactly what they needed. And not come out all guns blazing, but they're sneaking in, picking up points. We're already closing that differential down a little bit. And if they can just keep doing that, there's still 27 minutes left on the clock because of that extraordinarily long official timeout you endured with us. But yeah, there's plenty of room in this game.
Absolutely, and I think actually Severn don't want to necessarily come out all guns blazing in that kind of very dramatic way. Calm, smart gameplay, which I've seen a lot from that team. I know they're good at it, and just eking away at that differential. It's not that big of a difference. No. Just keep your blockers on the track, keep up with that solid blocking and that offence. Their jammers are doing a great job. Yeah.
Let's see. So it's Buffy going up against Jam Stoker. So Vampire versus Vampire Hunter. And everybody's into turn 1, and it is Buffy. Gets out and gets through, picks up lead for Severn. You can hear the in-crowd loving that. Lots of support in here from Severn Roller Torrent. But out comes Jam Stoker as well. Oh, what a hit. And you know who it was? It was Fowler.
Yeah, Fowler with the great offence to get Jam Stoker through while Buffy was coming round. And then again with the takeout on the inside line, just everywhere.
The quality of Fowler is something I have watched for a number of years now, and class blocking always. But yeah, Jam Stoker will know about that hit tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a big one. Okay, so
well, I'm guessing Agrovera. No, Heli Chopper, damn it, going up against Blondie. God.
Which is a jammer matchup we've seen quite a lot in this game. Both teams running a solid 4-jammer rotation.
Right, so we've got Blondie in there in the mix. Oh, just falls there, almost free of the pack, but Frog, as always, hopping back up, getting back in front, just somehow.
Must be a little gremlin on turn 2 there that just takes your wheels out.
Some real work going on here. And it is the exit of turn 3 where Roller Billies managed to pick up lead with Blondie. Do we have a power jam situation?
I can't see a Severn jammer, so I think
we must have.
Yeah, we must have. The penalty isn't showing on our screen, so I'm not sure what that penalty was given for. Oh, back on track now. We missed that for a really long time. If Ellie served a whole penalty before we noticed.
Good penalty kill though. Excellent work there by the Roller Billies. Both jammers having a really tough time of things. The blockers are out to win this jam right now, and everybody is all stuffed up in turn 3.
Yeah, Blondie is on a scoring pass now, I think, but yeah, still struggling just to complete that first pass. And really, really solid defence from Severn. Helly struggling up at the back there. That wall is not a lovely place to be.
Roller Billies having to drop off with the offence bridge now, but Blondie does finally manage to shrug the pack off at turn 1. Comes on through, picks up the 4 points and is ready now for a second scoring pass. Helly Chopper though appears to be stuck to back to number 7. I love that. Blondie just coming through the inside, like, get your blocker out of the way. Lovely.
Excuse me, please. Coming through, I would like some more points.
Yes, and that is 8 unanswered points from the Roller Billies. But Helly Chopper takes advantage of the confusion, gets out as well. We're going for a third scoring pass here with Blondie.
Did Helly manage to pick up any points at the end of that jam? Did they squeak a little one? Doesn't look like it, no.
So a big statement back from Cambridge to put up 12 unanswered points in that jam, and this time we will have Agrovera out up against Frenchie.
You've really got to stay away from Cambridge when you're in that situation, when you're setting up and both jammers are coming round. You cannot let them be anywhere near you because their offence is just so strong. Like, you just need to move away from it.
Yeah.
There's no resisting it. You can't stand there and be like, well, if I just hold my ground, you won't be able to move me, because that's not true.
Yeah, and now Frenchie takes the outside line, spreads out the 7 Torrent blockers and comes ready through now on a scoring pass, picks up that 1 point and now engages with the tripod. Lovely clean line, and look at that offence, just opening up the inside line, making life as easy as possible for their jammers. You know, quite often the jammers, we talk about them collecting points, but those blockers do create them.
Yep. They put them out there for the jammers to pick up. It's really all about the blockers. We actually make the points for the jammers. They don't really have to do anything.
For those of you who aren't sure, Painbow likes to block, just in case that infrared hadn't quite come across just yet. The Blockers Union is sat to my left. But let's get back to the jammers.
I jammed for a while.
Elf Hazard, I know I've tried to stop you. Jam Stoker on the outside, looking for room, dances around the outside, comes back to the inside and picks up lead. It was beautiful footwork. Elf Hazard, however, is having a time of things because KP's right in there, blocking that inside, but the explosion to the outside works. So, Billies in again on the scoring pass, complete that before Severn can even get around. Elf Hazard did everything they could, but just not quick enough. And we see Roller Billies go back to the 4-0 jam.
That was a really smart bit of jammer blocker work right up at the front there, where Jam Stoker could see that their blocker was ready on the inside line for the offence, but still looked as if they were going to the out. Just struck it and then danced to the inside line and was able to take that offence. It was really good awareness there and really good teamwork.
Love a bit of roller derby intelligence on display here at the Five Nations
Love
playoffs.
A bit of smart work.
So we've got Buffy going up against Them Fatale, and oh look, Them Fatale was working that inside line, but that is a great take back, and it is of course Thistle once more. One of those excellent blockers really holding things together, and Severn do in fact pick up lead with Buffy, and the crowd in the house go wild as we see Severn really trying to get this game up and take it back to Roller Billies. Going up against Primal on the outside, Buffy does well to bounce back into the inside, but clips wheels, is scoring, and Roller Billies are coming back in on the scoring as well. So we see Buffy say, whatever I've got in my pocket will do. Looks like a 3-0 win for Severn in that jam.
So yeah, 10 minutes into this half already, and yeah, still similar differential, I think, to what we see. Cambridge have pulled out a little bit more of a lead, but still nothing massive, just 64 points. I mean, you know, seen a 12 or 20 point jam. Could all change in 3 or 4 jams easily with a couple of power jams.
Yeah, a couple of power jams, and then it's all going to go off. I think we might be having a timeout. We are indeed team timeout. I think it's been called by the Roller Billies.
So I have just been informed, as well as Jam Stoker, who we talked about having a 100% lead earlier on, 1640 Buffy Shovers for Severn also has a 100% lead record in this half.
Go on, Buffy. The vampire hunter is Slayer, sorry, is coming back. Not Hunter. That's the wrong franchise, isn't it? Oh, Buffy. But so Jam Stoker and Buffy doing excellent work here in this second half of Severn Roller Torrent versus Cambridge Roller Billies. As we said, 60 points on the board for Severn, 124 on the board for Cambridge, but still a lot of roller derby to be played.
A lot of roller derby to be played. So yeah, 20 minutes left in this half. So a whole third of the game left to play. And it really will, like, I've seen a lot of games over the years change as we get towards the kind of the second half of the second half. It really becomes all about stamina. And teams that go out really, really hard in the first half sometimes find that that's not sustainable in the second half.
Yeah.
And you get tired. It is so tiring playing this sport.
So we do have Heli Chopper versus Blondie. Blondie made short work of the release, got through on the outside. So although you see Heli Chopper storming through there, not the lead jammer, Blondie already on a scoring pass, now looking over the shoulder, just grabbing those points, keeping it safe. It'll just be a 1-point jam. Heli Chopper coming in hot at the end there.
Heli Chopper making a good use of being recycled there by KP and using that to actually get the space and the momentum then to just sprint through the pack. Sometimes knocking a jammer off and then giving them a little bit of a run-up can actually be an advantage.
I used to remember short stop. Do you remember short stop?
I do remember short stop.
Used to get taken out and used to launch back on like nobody's business. You want to know how to be a quick little jammer? I've watched some short stop videos from back in the day. But Agravera is not messing about. Go on, look at that toe stop work. Hop, hop, and around, but there's going to be a call. Oh no, hands on heads. It is a cut track. Oh, Agravera, I feel for you, my lovely. That was excellent footwork, but just the toe out somewhere. And so this is a power jam, and Frenchie's on track. So here we go. Frog up front, looking to slow the roll of Frenchie, get some great support. Offense does come in, and look at it clear the inside line, and Frenchie makes short work of that trip through turns 3 and 4. Coming back, ready for more already. Severn just completely taken apart by the Cambridge Roller Billies there. Could not get a cohesive form.
Yeah, one blocker in the penalty box, and then Cambridge doing a really good job of splitting the remaining 3 blockers into a 2-all and then a single blocker. I really thought Frenchie was going to stay in, and that was almost Matrix move, like pirouette on one toe stop, but
Frog
couldn't quite hold it inside.
Frog was there. Like, I'll slow it down. But look, and Frog going again. And taken out. Again, Roller Billies offense, and the awareness of these blockers is something else. But a huge jam there from the Roller Billies. Another 12 points unanswered.
I've also just spotted the bright green suit that one of the Cambridge bench coaches wearing.
How did you miss this for the first half? This is the most dapper I've seen, and I like to consider myself a fan of the dapper. But yeah, Roller Billy's bench coach.
That's quite the suit.
The lime green.
I wonder if they've got a sparkly one for tomorrow.
Oh, sparkly lime green. This is going to be amazing. Sparkle Sunday. Elf Hazard looking to sparkle now up against Jam Stoker. Blockers are set in though, and there's a big recycle coming from Severn. Is that going to give Jam Stoker the opportunity? Goes for the shopping trolley manoeuvre. Gets on through there, and some great lateral work there. Look, how are you dealing with that? Look, you can't. And that's why Jam Stoker is your lead jammer. Roller Billies, I have to say, I'm going to say it. They're taking this game by the scruff of the neck, and they are really dominating now.
We are starting to reach that tipping point in the game where this lead is starting to get to the point where maybe it's, starting to look less likely that Severn can pull it back. I don't want to say anything definite.
No, it's just the ask gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it? I think that's the thing. And how do they respond to that mentally? How do you keep yourself in this game? How do you play smart? What can you do to answer this, roller Billies offense?
Yeah, I don't know. If they find out, Severn, if you work out how to deal with the Roller Billies offence, if you could drop me a message and let me know, I'd really enjoy that.
Answers on a postcard, like Saturday morning TV, please.
Because, it's
a mystery. But
they are very good at it.
But look, Severn really feel like they've got a hold of Blondie, and they have, and it is going to earn them lead jammer. That is Buffy Shovers, who does maintain her 100% lead ratio in this second half, and comes on out. We have a star pass, so Blondie has handed off to number 69. Nice. And
that's FEB or Feb
calling off the jam there. Did anybody get any points?
Really enjoy when there's a star pass and the officials all do the tapping the head thing, like they're doffing their cap to everybody. Lovely star pass.
Excellent work. I take my hat off for you. 4 points put up by Severn there. Just interrupting the Roller Billies' rampage in this second half.
Maybe they heard me say that I was starting to wonder if this was recoverable.
We are asking questions of Severn, and I tell you who's got some answers. It was Heli Chopper, but the line betrays, and Heli Chopper has to reset well behind the jam line. Meantime, Frenchie out, and it's already coming back into the pack on your screen now, ready to collect some points. Takes a big shoulder hit there. Excellent work. You know it's Thistle. Of course it is.
Of course it's Thistle.
Thistle now getting ready to rejoin. But this is a one-on-one battle. Thistle taking this personally.
One left to beat up the front, but it is Shunt, so that's no easy feat.
But Frenchie forcing that out there.
We had a pack strung out around 3/4 of the track there for a minute.
That was some epic bridging. Oh, Frenchie just picking a line through the pack there, conserving the energy. Just path of least resistance. Oh, everybody's going off at the exits of turn one. Here we go, Frenchie coming in now. You can see the tiredness is setting in, slow and roll, and knows the pack is going to have to let her go.
I heard 4 whistles then, but it was the other track. The jam's over. Wait, no, it's not.
No, Frenchie's still busy. I think we had a 20-point jam earlier, didn't we? That was Frenchie who put that up earlier.
Yeah, it was Frenchie, seeing if she can do any better in this.
Still got 30 seconds on the jam clock.
Solid 2-ball there from Severn, though. Well, the pivot is trying to play some offence for their jammer.
But look, a lot of trouble there. Just holding Heli Chopper. That was some gorgeous blocking. We'll pick up a penalty for it, though.
Everybody's going for a sit down in the penalty box.
So just one Roller Billies blocker left on, but still going to go and play offence, because why not? What else are you going to do? Frenchie, 1 foot round the outside to pick up those points.
So,
big
jam for Cambridge, another 20-point jam for Frenchie. So that means, by my maths, that Frenchie has put up a quarter of Cambridge's points in the space, like in 2 jams.
Yes.
With 2 20-point jams.
Yes, that is some proper maths there, isn't it? So,
quick maths.
101 point differential is that? They've doubled it.
Yeah, Cambridge will possibly be starting this jam with only 2 blockers on track. But it is going to be Fowler and KP.
Oh,
so
just an easy pair of blockers to deal with then.
Yeah,
just them 2 who hit you harder than you've ever believed.
The 2 blocker equivalent of some teams 4 blockers on tap.
Yeah. So we're just making sure everything's all officially sorted out, and look at our beautiful officials in their stripes there.
Absolutely great crews of officials this weekend. So we have got 3 Roller Billies blockers in the box for the start of this next jam. So there will only be 1 blocker on the track. It will be Fowler, who is very good. But 1 blocker on your own on track is no fun. So not sure what this official timeout is. Officials just making sure everything's okay, maybe discussing where they're going to go for breakfast after the game.
For those of you who were hoping to watch track 2, I believe there are some technical difficulties, so if you've had to put up with us, hopefully you'll be able to see track 2 very shortly. But as you may be aware from our game, the technical gremlins are definitely in the building today, so there have been a few issues. So fingers crossed we'll have that sorted for you, and you will be able to pick between the tracks at your leisure for the remainder of the day.
If you would like a score update, it's currently 142 points for Nottingham Arrows, 105 points for Devon. So 10 minutes into period 2, I think. So
while we were just having a little nosy over at track 2, Agro Vera made an absolute just lightning start in that power jam, has stepped on well, done really well to resist that push to the outside, and is completed the first scoring pass. And they've gone with the hit it and quit it. Just grab those 4 points and hold Roller Billies back for the first time in quite a number of jams.
Yeah, there's really, like I said, Fowler's a great blocker, but there's really only so much you can do if you're the only blocker on track. Like,
say a little prayer, usually.
Yeah. Say a little prayer, have a little cry, question my life choices.
Just think you should have just got a penalty yourself. You know.
Because then they send you back to the trap.
Yeah, they do.
There's nowhere to sit.
That's the punishment if you're the 4th one. So both jammers in there looking for room on the outside. There is no room on the outside. So Blondie comes back in and reassesses options on the inside. But there's a 2-wall of the Severn Roller Torrent waiting. And it is Elf Hazard who gets out, picks up lead. I tell you, Severn Roller Torrent are not ready to let this game die. There are still 12 minutes on the period clock. And Elf Hazard has got a full lap on Blondie, who just hits the floor and very wisely.
Absolutely not giving up at the front there.
Knew when to stop. Offense is coming in. I think everybody got away with that one then. I thought there might be some whistles blown. But Severn are really now trying to maximise this hit it and quit it, just creeping up on Cambridge is all they can do.
Yeah, it goes back to that morale thing. I think that if you start feeling like the game's turning around and you start panicking, then that can actually, few of those short jams, hit it quit in a row, and just try and get in their heads.
Yeah.
And almost let them destroy themselves, I suppose.
And Roller Billies have taken a time out here, kind of feeling that little shift in momentum. Feeling the pendulum swing a little bit, 3 blockers in the box. It's not a good situation when you're really in control of the game.
No, and we've seen it a lot. I want to point out Severn's T-shirts. You can see their bench coach is wearing, but they've all got one. And on the back is a bunch of words. I don't know if any teams have done, any leagues have done this thing where you pass a piece of paper around and you write something nice about each of your teammates. You pass a piece of paper around with someone's name on, and everybody writes something nice on. Severn have gone one step further from just giving everyone the piece of paper, and had all those words printed on the back of a T-shirt for each person, which is
I am
lovely. It's
right in my feels now.
The front says what my teammates say about me behind my back. And it's absolutely lovely.
Severn Roller Torrent, that is gorgeous.
Really nice idea. They all had them on at dinner last night. It's really cute.
You are going to talk behind somebody's back, make sure it's lovely. That's what we say at Roller Derby. Because we're going to go in behind people's backs. Frenchie's gone. Frenchie's just out, gone.
See you later.
Stopping. See ya. Ta-ra. Just the 2 blockers out there for Cambridge, but they're doing the job, and the big recycle is on Buffy. Is taken back to the jam line once more. One to beat. The offence does do its job there, but Frenchie already coming round now for a second scoring pass, looking for room on the outside, comes to the inside where the offence is, can't stay inbound, calls it off. And it was just the 1 point picked up on that second pass, taking the Roller Billies to 5. So scores on the board, 71 to 7 Roller Torrent. It is 168 to Cambridge Roller Billies. You have 10 minutes-ish left in this half.
97 point difference.
There's too many odd numbers in there. I wasn't going to do it. I've left that for you, Teach. I left it for you. So
hope nobody's sat at home with a calculator checking my maths.
I bet you they're on Twitter right now going, she's a rubbish maths. But tell you who's not rubbish. Femme Fatale, the toe stock. Oh, no, I've cursed. I'm sorry, Femme Fatale.
Oh, no.
I've cursed you. You were out of bounds, so that was a track cut. And this is a power jam for Severn. This is what they need. And Heli Chopper, yes, you hear the crowd roar as Heli Chopper picks up lead, which was still available because the cut track happened before. It doesn't matter when the cut track happened. When you get a cut track, then you don't get to be lead jammer. So there's the first 4 points. How many points can they muster? And Cambridge are 2 blockers down in this power jam as well. So really, Severn ought to be running the offence, and they ought to be running it well.
I'm wondering if this is a time where, as a bench, I would consider, it's too late now, but I might have considered freezing that jammer in the penalty box. I think might be one of Cambridge's more inexperienced jammers, or at least a new addition to the lineup. This is the point in the game where everyone's getting tired.
But those blockers from Cambridge, 8-2, 8-2-3-8. They're with a crucial hit. We're going to find a name out for you now because you need to know the name of that blocker.
I should have known. Of course, it's headers.
We knew, but that was a vital block that sent the Severn jammer into the infield. Really minimising damage done there, but that was an 8-point jam for Severn.
Headers has done some great hits and some great offence all game. And actually, one of the things I remember saying about Cambridge last year when I watched them play at the beginning of last year's Five Nations season was that it's really hard with Cambridge to pick out a standout blocker. Like, you get some teams where you can see the 1 or 2 people who are the real standouts of that team, and I think Cambridge just have a really solid lineup all the way through. It's really hard to pick out and go, oh, if they didn't have that one person or those 2 people, it would be a completely different story. I just don't think that's the case.
No. I think they do have incredibly strong blocking units, but I have to say I think Severn have shown themselves to be very good roller derby players today. There's been some great smarts from them. They've managed to respond very well to the threat from Cambridge, and they're not out of this yet. Just under 9 minutes left on the clock.
And we did have a bench coach in the middle. I did wonder if we were going to get an official review, but it doesn't look like it. We are underway again. Just
a bit of chit-chat. So it's Agrovera up against Jam Stoker. So Severn really putting some faith in Agrovera, who's been having a bit of joy in this half. Coming back out, and look at that, as I say, that Agrovera proves Severn right, picks up lead, keeps them in this game. But I tell you what, Jam Stoker's not far behind, so we're going to have to see some Severn movement here. But Cambridge doing the smart thing and running away from the jammer, which is a very valid tactic. And you see Agrovera throw the hips round.
Did Jam Stoker manage to get a point there off a frog? Yeah.
Oh, all square in that one, 2 points apiece. Agrovera was really looking to try and find some room on that side.
So 8 minutes left in this game and 170 plays 81. I've lost the ability to do maths now. 89 points, that difference.
So Elf Hazard line up for Severn, going up against Blondie for the Cambridge Roller Billies in the green. Blondie looking for the inside line, it's not working, chooses the outside, there's somebody down in the middle, and it presents an opportunity for Elf Hazard, who is your lead jammer for Severn Roller Torrent. This is exactly what they need right now. Blondie has escaped the pack, and can Cambridge slow Elf down? They can. Penalty for a Roller Billies pivot, I believe, there, potentially. We'll see what happens in the next
I didn't see who got it, but I heard that it was a direction penalty.
So we shall see how this all goes out, but 3 points picked up, shut out Roller Billies there, and hopefully we'll have the pack advantage as Buffy Summers lines up against Frenchie. Beautiful proof there that no matter what size you are, you can be a jammer. We have everybody playing here today, and it is small around the outside. And Frenchie coming through on the inside, but look at Frenchie on the chase down now. There's nothing between them. This is a foot race to go and get your points. And Severn now run away from Frenchie. Not quick enough though, potentially. Frenchie goes through that inside line beautifully. Buffy gets caught up by just the 2 Roller Billies blockers that are out there.
It was worth a try at this stage in the game. Earlier in the game, maybe you just call that jam. Maybe you think, I just won't try and outrun the other jammer. We'll take a 0-0 jam. But at this point in the game, nothing left to lose. You've got to try. You've got to hope that if you let the other jammer go into the back of the pack, that they're going to get a penalty and you're going to get a power jam, or that they're going to get held up and you're going to get through. You've just got to hope for that.
Not that I want to lose you, but if you were hanging around for track 2, it is now live. You should be able to skip on over there and see what's happening. But stay here with us because this is a cracking game from Severn Roller Torrent versus Cambridge Roller Billies. Heli Chopper jamming in the black against Jam Stoker jamming in the green. Jam Stoker out in front. We're looking to spread out. That pack's going to have to get called. The bridging's working for the moment, but running out of space. There it is. And Jam Stoker picks up lead once more for Roller Billies, who are really cruising into control in this last 5.5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, just getting the pack moving there, and then, you know, Jam Stoker's just, I'm just going to keep going and not let you stop, because as soon as they manage to get the brakes on and set up that tripod, it's very hard then to get round them or get past them. But if you can just keep them moving, then they go out of play. For those who don't know, the blockers all have to stay within 10 feet of each other, and that's what we call the pack. And you're only allowed to block or initiate contact within 20 feet of where the pack is. So you very quickly find that the pack gets strung out with everyone trying to keep the next person in play, and then they have to be let go. You can't carry on all the way around the track.
You can't just chase them around and hit them. It's not how it works. You got to get them within the engagement zone. Everybody piling up on the outside line. A lovely quick change of direction from Them Fatale. Agravera trying to kind of coast on the coattails. Both switch to the outside. No Lloyd, but Them Fatale. Taken down big time there on the inside of the track. It does leave just one blocker, but Severn doing beautifully well at the exit of turn 2 to slow this down, but having a hard time of things right back there is Agrovera, like a pivot stuck to her.
Them Fatale was out first, but picked up a no pass, no penalty. Do we still call it that? No earned pass. So past a blocker who was down, or they were down when they passed. So
lead is still available.
Isn't lead jammer.
Get yourself out, Agravera, get it called, stop the bleeding, because here comes Them Fatale on a second scoring pass. Oh, look, even though the ref was right in the way, you could still see the inside line so open there for Them Fatale to go through. Agravera, that's a low block. I'm calling that one from here.
Yeah.
I might have got away with that. I think you'd have got a yellow card at the football for that one.
Yes.
VAR in roller derby, I demand it immediately.
No. Well, only if they put us in charge.
Because our official reviews aren't long enough already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll do VAR. We'll sit there and judge everybody.
Yeah. Bring offside in. How are we going to... I want to introduce offside to roller derby somehow.
No more rules.
Yes,
the rules are complicated enough as it is.
66 pages of rules are not enough, and Blondie has not had enough. Blondie looking for room on the outside. Severn doing really well, but cannot hold Blondie. Escapes at the exit of turn 1. And I tell you what, Roller Billies have continued to dominate. They may have had some second halves this season where they've wobbled, but they have continued with consistency and strength in this game, and they have dominated. They have 102 points over Severn at this point, and they are closing out what has been a consummately professional game, if roller derby, paid and stuff.
98 points.
No, same thing.
Close enough to 100
they
points.
Keep changing.
They have really well held this together, and some of the things that I've picked up in the past from watching Cambridge play a lot, they've really worked on, and they said in the information that they gave us before the tournament that they've really worked on tactics and things, and I think that shows, and reforming and getting back together. They're blocking at the back, and then the jammer thinks they're through, and they're not, because all of a sudden there appear to be 4 more blockers on the track. It's the same 4 have just reappeared at the front.
Just so you know, Frenchie's lead, but there's been a sneaky star pass, and it's Frog who's taken it, and he's now charging around the track, trying to stop Frenchie from picking up more points, but Frenchie just does what Frenchie does, and pirouettes around, tapping the hips and closing that out. And now it's 102 points differential.
I will let you have it.
Just ahead of
now
my
it's
time.
102 points.
So I'm like Back to the Future, people. I just knew it was going to be a 102 point differential. That's how good I am at announcing. I'm not good at maths, though, as we've all discovered.
So we've got a timeout.
Why would you do that to us?
Team timeout.
1 minute 21. I'll tell you, there's a bench coach striding towards what I believe is the penalty box, and they almost look like a finger, like, oi, you. So I'm intrigued.
Oi,
Instructions.
you. Stop it.
So...
And the 2 words I can see on the back of Dangley's shirt are sassy and brilliant.
I mean, I feel like as a bench coach, that's all you really need, isn't it?
It's really, that's bench coach goals. Sassy and brilliant.
Oh, dear. What a game this has been, but I have to say, you've got to give it to the Roller Billies. They took control of this game, and they have kept it. And I'll give Severn their due. They've thrown everything at them.
Absolutely, yeah. They have made this a really, really tough win for Cambridge. I've just been informed that Frenchie has scored 52 points in this half, which is slightly over a quarter of Cambridge's points in the entire game. So,
look at them, you beauts. You've done amazing today. And of course, a big part of the Five Nations playoffs is having fun. And they have got a great crowd here with them, all cheering. And here we go. This may well be the last jam. You never know. And they do. Hear the noise as Agrovera picks up lead for Severn. Their crowd and their supporters go wild as Jam Stoker gets on through and clears the pack. But Severn looking to pick up some points. And oh, what a move. Did she stay in bounds? He's not going to risk it. Jam Stoker shoving her own blockers out of the way to get on through.
We've been there.
Oops, you're one of mine, it's fine, don't worry. So Cambridge, who don't have lead, are going to win this jam, which sort of sums up the game, really, I think.
Yep.
We may squeeze one more in. The countdown is on in the top right-hand corner of your screen. One more jam. We always want one more. Cambridge want one more. They want to break the 2-century mark.
We are already running behind on this track, so why not have one more jam?
One more jam.
One more jam.
That is the chant that we always start, and we're going to get it. Why not? And it is going to be Helicopter versus Blondie in this final matchup. What I'd really like now is for there to be no lead jammer, for them to go for the full 2 minutes, because jammers love that. And Blondie looking for room on the outside is denied. Recycled back to the pivot line. Heli Chopper trying to spread out Cambridge, and it's going to get through. Oh, Primal's still up there though. God, that would make me sad, getting through 3 people and then realising you've got to do Primal all over again. God.
Right.
Just, no, look at these jammers, and yet 2 leads in a row. Heli Chopper, Severn, just letting everybody know that they may not have won this one, but they were right in it, and they have competed with Roller Billies all the way through. But Roller Billies doing my favourite thing to do, which is run away. Run away! And they set up and catch beautifully in the entrance of turn 1, and Heli Chopper gets to relive that work all over again.
Both walls now, making really solid tripods. I've lost it. I can't talk anymore. I can't articulate my thoughts.
And it's only the first game.
Game 1 of day 1.
16 to go. She'll be fine. Tune in tomorrow to find out what happens. But give it up for Heli Chopper and Severn Torrent, who took it all the way to the end there. But the Roller Billies do indeed break the 200 mark in the closing seconds of that game. We'll let it all shake out now and give you the official scores, but Cambridge get promotion.
Cambridge, get promotion to Tier 2. So they play in the third, fourth. So they play in the gold medal. No, what am I talking about? They play in another game at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
They play in a game tomorrow morning, and then they'll get to play another game in the afternoon, where I think that's when they might get medals, maybe.
Yes, I think then there are medals.
But I have to say, Severn really put up an epic fight there, and the scoreline is harsher than what we saw on track. You know, it was like a second or two between jammers getting out. It was a couple of jams here or there. You know, that points differential does not say how well Severn really played in that.
No, absolutely not. It was a really, really hard fought game, and it really was kind of the first 3/4 of the game where we were still saying Severn could easily take this game. Yep. Severn could easily come back and win this. And it's only really those couple of big jams towards the end. Cambridge were in control of the game. Looked strong, looked solid, looked together. Their offense, again, I cannot say this enough, I have watched it and experienced it. Their offense is excellent. Honestly. And it's so strong and it's so smart. It's all very well and good being physically strong and being able to move people, but if you're not smart and thinking and doing it in the right place, and if your jammers aren't aware, like they obviously train this together a lot, and it's really paid off for them today.
I hope you enjoyed our first quality matchup of the day. As we said, we've got 8 more games for you. Coming up next at 11 o'clock on this track is Kent Roller Derby versus Old Reekie Reserves. Over on track 2 at 11:30 you will have Dublin B Grands versus Oxford Roller Derby, and a huge amount more roller derby across the weekend. So thank you for joining us. I've been Riggs.
I've been Over the Painbow.
And we'll see you very soon. Take care.
Fantastic.